Hi guys and welcome. In today's video I'm going to be doing transforming a skirt. This is the skirt that I've got, and this was given to me by a good friend. It was somebody, not her, but somebody else had started making this skirt and didn't finish it. So you can see there that the hem's raw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting a good chunk of the bottom off, because this is like a full length skirt on. I'm going to be cutting quite a good chunk off the bottom. I'm going to taper it in, because anybody that knows me, if I'm going for a pencil skirt, I'm going tight. But on the bottom of it, I'm going to be putting the hem of this black shirt. So I'm just going to basically cut the bottom bit off, and I'm going to make that the bottom of the skirt, so it's going to make it a bit unusual, if you like. So I'm going to start off first of all. I've got two buttons there, so I'm going to put that ruler middle, because I do want the skirt to be quite long. So I'm just going to mark that straight across there. I think that's just dropped when I did that. Right, so let me just make sure. So I'm going to measure both things. That's a 10-inch. And that's 10-inch, so I'm just going to cut straight across that out of the way. So I'm just going to get rid of that top for now. I'm going to place that up there, and then let's get this skirt, because I've already tried it on and decided where to cut it. So I just need to make sure that this is just laying flat. I'm going to get my ruler again. Now this isn't quite even, this, because of how she's cut it, whoever did it. So I'm just going to mark it across with some black chalk. Got my line there. I'm going to take that pin out. I'm going to just cut straight across that line. Let me just get rid of that. So I'm just going to measure that to make sure that that is on, and it is. Now I'm actually having some trouble with my overlocker, so I was thinking the other day about how I was going to do the hem. Now I am going to be tapering this in. It has got two seams on it, so I'm going to taper that in so it's a bit tighter. And then what I need to do is make sure that that shirt is the same width as what this is going to be. But I've come up with an idea how I'm going to do the hem. So if you've got a basic machine that hasn't got any zigzagging on, or you know, you haven't got an overlocker where you can get your best neatened edge, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandwich both these hems inside each other. So what it will mean me doing is I'm going to take the shirt to the iron, and I'm literally going to press it over like that in place, and then I'll show you how I do that when we get to that point. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to the machine, and I'm just going to taper down the side. So let's go to the machine. So I'm not too fussed about the fact that the inside seam is not going to be overlocked, because it's a fabric that's not going to fray. So I'm going to start off at the bottom, and let's have a look at that. That's quite wide, isn't it? So I'm going to come in. I'm going to come in about 1.5 inches on both sides, and then start tapering it up to the waist. So I'm just going to cut the excess off that's on here. The skirt, there's some stretch in that. The shirt is not, because it's just cotton. So what I need to do now, just lay the skirt as it is there, but I need to take this shirt in so it's going to be fit perfect onto the bottom of the skirt. So I'm just going to start by taking that down and marking it, and this is where I need to take the seam. So I'm just going to take this to the jute now, and I'm going to get that stitched down in place. Right, so I'm going to make sure that that is laying flat. I'm going to stitch right up where I've just marked that. Get this side, get that so it's laid flat. I'm going to start at the bottom on this one as well, because then it's not going to push the hem if you do it the other way around. Making sure that this is laying flat so it's not going to push any more or any less on the width. Right, so I'm just going to cut the excess off. Right, so I'm just going to see whether my overlock is going to play a ball with this and stitch it. Take it nice and easy. Get my glasses on for this one. Right, so what I have done, guys, is on the shirt, you can see there, I've pressed this down, and it's pressed down on the right side, so it's over facing the right side of the shirt, and I've done that all the way around. On the skirt bottom, I've just given it a bit of a press on the bottom of there, so you can just see where that turnover is. So I need to get the centre of that skirt. That's obviously where the centre of the shirt needs to be. So I've pinned the placket to the centre, and then I'm just lining up the side seams on the skirt that it's lining up with the side seam on the shirt. I'm opening up the seam, and then I'm placing, where I've ironed that down, I'm placing that inside, I'm folding that over, and then I'm going to bring that so they're sandwiched. The hems on the skirt and the shirt are sandwiched in together. I'm pinning that in place. Get that, and then now we're going to just do exactly what I've just been saying, putting the shirt inside the hem on the skirt. So I just need to come inside the shirt to hold that in place so I can pin it. That's been ironed over to the right side, and that's been ironed to the wrong side. And then you're going to lift this up, put it inside the skirt, and then you're going to fold it over so that is sandwiched inside. Bring that over here, lifting that, putting the skirt over that, and then folding it over and pinning it, and that is sandwiched. Both the hems is sandwiched inside. I'm going to go back to the joke and we're going to stitch that in place. Right, so let's get this stitched in place. So I'm going to start on the side seam and open this flat, and I need to fetch this under the machine foot. So I'm making sure that the cotton shirt is tucked inside the skirt. And I'm going to run the skirt along the inside of the machine foot there. It's going to be my guideline for my seam allowance. This is a little bit fiddly because, like I said, the skirt is like a raised fabric. So just get that there, that's it. There, pulling that, stitching along there. So you can see there, guys, where it's sandwiched in between. So you've got your shirt and the skirt in there. But I'm just going to run around now and do another layer of stitching so it's like got a twin needled all the way around it. Where's my side seam? There we go. And then at this time I'm running the end of this skirt, the skirt material here, on the inside of the foot as my guideline. Right guys, so that is the twin needly on the end. So I'm going to go and press this seam down and then I'll try it on and we'll see how it looks. If you haven't got an overlocker or a machine with a fancy stitch on, that is a perfect hem to do, where basically you're sandwiching one hem inside the other. So if you imagine that was the shirt, I pressed it over, pressing it over to the right side of the shirt, the skirt, that was pressed under on the wrong side, and then literally that's how they were sandwiched together and then stitched in place. You could even sew, it could even be done by hand if you haven't got a sewing machine, but it's just so simple to do. Thanks for joining me, guys. Let me know if you're going to have a go at doing this project. Take care for now and see you soon. Bye for now.